So here we are back on the situations tab, and now I'm going to show you how to work with situations. First, a little bit about situations. Situations are important in Champions Now for two reasons. First, they define a hero's reason for being and their context for play. They do so by articulating the hero's drives, the hero's psychology, the hero's problems, the hero's enemies, the most important people in the hero's life, and all sorts of things like that. They are the stuff that we play about. The second reason the situations are important in Champions Now is because Champions Now is a point allocation system. Characters begin, or heroes begin, with 100 base points, and you'll see the 100 points listed here at the bottom, right? So they begin with 100 base points, but then starting heroes select 100 points worth of situations for a grand total of 200 points to build with, right? So entering those situations onto the character sheet is very, very easy. You simply go to the book, you look at the situations section, you select the situations that are going to be most appropriate for your character, and you enter them into the character sheet in the rows provided, and you enter the value for the situation in the points column, right? So, for instance, I know that I want to give this character the identity situation. So I'll type that in right there, and it's going to be a secret identity, right? So identity secret, and then book tells me that it's 15 points for a secret identity. So I'll enter the 15 into that column and I'll hit enter. You'll notice, of course, that that 15 points has been added to the base points of 100 for a grand total of 115 points so far. If I were building this character to completion, I would select another 85 points of situations and add them to the character sheet in precisely the same way. Now that you know how to work with situations, let's jump over to work with skills because they're very, very similar in terms of the way that you enter them into the hero calculator. So here we are on the skills tab. Again, same thing. In the rule book, there's a section on skills. You go to that section, you look it over, you select the skills that are most appropriate for your character, you type them into the rows provided. So, for example, I'm going to give this character acrobatics, and that is a 10-point skill. I know this because the book tells me as much. So I'll enter 10 points there. And then let's say that I want this character to have computer programming as well. So I'll type computer programming there, and I'll enter a 5 under the point total points column because that is a 5-point skill. And you'll notice that in addition to those values, we have the 15 points for those two skills combined expressed down here at the bottom. Finally, if I jump over to the final points and ratio tab, you'll see that those 15 points are expressed here as well, and that the total points that I've allocated to this character are also 15. I haven't allocated anything to characteristics yet, and haven't allocated anything to powers yet, so those are both at 0, right? So, but this page keeps a running total, and that's important to know. All right, so we've worked with situations and we've worked with skills. They're the easiest things to work with in the hero calculator. Next up, we're going to tackle characteristics, which just a little bit more complicated.